that required the intervention of the safety car. Stand by for action, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go back to green in the battery tender MX-5 Cup here at Sebring. It's the second round, and John Dean brings the field down the back straight. The Mazda 6 safety car with the amber lights on the top turned off will accelerate away from about halfway down the long back straight here, the Ulban straight. Oh, this is tense. Who's that that's got the four-way flashes on? I'm not sure that that is anything wrong. Drake Kemper. Yeah, I think he might have just been wheeling his hands a little bit and caught one of the switches. It's the 99 of Drake Kemper. Maybe he thinks that that's going to catch somebody's eye ahead of him. 3 minutes to go. Green flag. John Dean. Oh, doesn't get the best get away from the exit of the corner, and through comes Patrick Gallagher to start to try and get the overlap on the outside. It'll be a brave man that can do that. He swung out very, very wide indeed. That's a tremendous restart from Gallagher. What a fantastic move, and it's 1, 2, 3 wide into turn one. How have they made that work? And still the top 4, 5, 6 cars are absolutely together in the Skip Barber class. The 69 is Chris Beaufait, and he pulls out of the way because he's about to go a lap down to Robbie Foley, Ben Adams, Ben Albano, Sam Adams and Nico Rega. But at the head of the field, the top 6 got a pretty decent start. 16, John Dean just about holds on to it. Dean Copeland got the best of the rest. He's up into second position, and again he's tucked so close to the leader we can't see him, but the leader John Dean has to go defensive down the inside, following him through. Pat Gallagher, little hip check there on the 7 car of Dean Coleman. So 16, 44 and 7 as they come out of turn number 7, but by the time we get to the end of the lap, that could all change again.
And Copeland tried to take more of a wide line through 7, did not work, and it almost pushed him off into the dirt. That would have given him dirty tires, which would have taken him out of any chance of winning the race. So Copeland coming back in line in third as we have a battle between teammates a little bit further back. That was the 49, and
that's
I couldn't
Landy.
see what was on the inside. It
was Landy who had taken that position, and now I think he's having to give it back. That was for 5th and 6th position. Leading trio just breaking away a tiny little bit from Peter Patante in 4th position. Peter in a bit of clear air at the moment, unusually. Another bumper off to the side of the road, but the leaders will come round to the white flag this time with just under a minute to go. They may in fact get the checker. We'll have to see as they come round. This might be last gasp as the 2 leaders, John Dean and Pat Gallagher, have now got themselves, oh no, they haven't. They absolutely haven't. Dean Copeland and Peter Patante are still there. It's any one from 3 or 4 at the moment, Shay, and the John Dean has gone immediately over to the far right. That's not the racing line. He's driving on all the tyre debris, and that's going to compromise his grip as he comes down into the ultra-quick 17 in the braking area. Gallagher pulls out to driver's left. He's got the overlap. He's going to try and go round the outside. Thinks better of it now. Is he going to do the old over and under and try and cut it back, get the power on earlier? That's exactly what he's going to do. And the 44 car is there, but so is Dean Copeland, the black car, number 7, in 3rd position. There's a flag waving. What colour is it? It's white. We've got another 3 3/4 miles of this.
And I don't know if we can take this, John. This is too much excitement. Dean in 2nd right now. Gallagher goes for the lead, and Copeland making a big swing down into turn 1, stays in 3rd position. But it is a blanket would not cover all 3 of these cars.
Gallagher in the lead just tips across to the right and finds, it's across to his left rather, and finds John Dean there. John Dean goes back through and retakes the lead. Lead changes twice in the first 3 corners. That was an unorthodox line as well out on the grass. The Skip Barber cars will come through in a moment. Robbie Foley was leading that last time we saw, but at the front of the field it's all action with John Dean, who must have thought his chance was over when he lost the lead there at the start of the white flag lap. Gallagher now has Dean Copeland right in his wheel tracks, and those 2 battling for 2nd may give the opportunity to John Dean in the 16 car to just break away further back down the field. The 24 of Peter Patante was the man that went wide on the grass, but it doesn't seem to have lost him too much room. He's given up 4th position to Nat Sparks and Sebastian Landy and Drake Kemper. Kyle Lustana is there as well, coming back from that early incident. The full course caution really helping the number 4 car. Devin Jones in the 9th position in the number 4 car from the 35 car rather, in 9th position.
Robbie Foley continuing to lead in the Skip Barber class, but he has Nico Reger all over beside him. And Reger, I think actually, nope, he didn't manage to take the lead off that, but now Reger's dropping back third, and now he's fighting for third as he might even go back into fourth position from first to fourth in about 200 meters.
Well, he was fourth when he started this lap. He got up to, well, equal first, let's say. And he's now back to fourth position. All right, coming down to the last couple of corners. Last opportunity for Gallagher, Copeland, Sparks, Batandia, Landy and Kemper to get by John Dean, who leads them out. And John this time stays on the more traditional racing line. He's now drifting over to the right-hand side of the circuit in second place. Pat Gallagher is off the circuit. He's all four wheels over the white line, but he's got the drive, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 wide as they come into the braking area for the final corner of the second round of the Battery Tender MX-5 Cup here at Sebring. Copeland's come through. Copeland's come through, but he's going to drift wide. He's going to have to lift. He's going to run out the road on the exit. Who's going to come through? It's anybody's race at the moment, and they're still battling. The 44, Patrick Gallagher, has got it. No, he hasn't. He has not. Gallagher, oh well, on the line. John Dean has scored as the leader. I think Dean just dragged by him. I've got no idea. We'll have to look at that one again. 0.036 of a second on the timing screen, and John Dean gets the drive out the corner, and the 16 car wins in the MX class by the smallest of margins. A quarter pin just about did it. In the Skip Barber class, we're going to lose the 62 car of Kieran O'Rourke. He's put out on the final corner in sixth position. Chris Beaufair just a lap or so down. A punch of the air from the right hand of John Dean, and rightly so. That was a really, really smart piece of driving, and a bit of drifting as well by first and second. Pat Gallagher's having a go. Now that is impressive from the guys. I don't think they'll endear themselves to the race director, but I hope they don't get into too much trouble for that, because that's the kind of enthusiasm we want to see from guys who have won the race. Coming off the final corner, it looked as though Gallagher in the 44 had it made. He eased his competition, John Dean, right to the wall on the right-hand side, but John would not be denied, had the momentum coming out the final corner, and was determined, Shea, even though that gap was closing, to keep his foot in, and that's what won him the race.
John Dean making a statement early on. I was second in the championship last year. I will not do that again this year. It is mine. He wants to win, and what a better place to win than on his home track in front of his home crowd.
And that was the move of a champion. That is the move of a guy who is thinking about the maximum amount of points, and he wants to stand on the top of the podium. He has done that in the second round of the Battery Tender MX-5 Cup here at Sebring, with MazdaLive.com bringing you sound and vision. What a way to start our Friday at Sebring. Let's recap for you now that the adrenaline levels have come down just a little bit. 17 laps completed, one brief full course caution that pulled the field together to give us that blanket finish, and John Dean in the 16 wins it by 0.036 of a second, which was about 4 inches, I think, on the line from Pat Gallagher in second place in the 44. Nat Sparks in the 8 in third position was a whole 4/10 of a second behind, so less than half a second covering the podium. Dean Copeland in fourth position, he was only 7/10 away from the leader, and the top 5 with Sebastian Landy in the 49 car making up the top 5, covered by a second. Peter Portante was in 6th position. Drake Kemper, Kyle Stanu came through into 8th position after that early mistake dropped him outside of the top 10. Devin Jones sat solidly in the top 10 for the whole of that race, finishes in 9th, and Ara Malgeson in the 10th position.